Hello, everyone. So we're back again with the challenge, season 38, Ratted Eyes, episode 11. Last time we had Kenny going home. He was eliminated by Horacio. And of course, instead of going home, Kenny stayed until his ride or die, which is his sister, Casey, gets eliminated. He's still kind of in the game. So, it's whatever. I don't know if I like this twist or not, because a lot of reasons I hated this season was because of the certain ride or dies on certain teams where I was just like they're kind of holding back their partner. But it's whatever. So Kenny's gone, as far as they know. Come back to this episode, and uh, Johnny Bananas is talking to Fessy, and he's talking about the teams, how the teams worked out, and behind the scenes, he's talking about how Fessy kind of manipulated Mariah, and sort of got his way, and how he uses people and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I don't get that from Fessy. Like, I don't I don't really like the dude, but I also don't hate him, and I also don't feel the need to like make stuff up about him. He doesn't really manipulate people so much as he's the kind of guy that just reacts in the situation, and he just makes the most optimal decision, completely eliminating emotions from his equation. I think it's more like he's thinking of it as a game, and people are taking things really personally, and I don't necessarily think that's wrong. I get why it would upset people, but I don't think that makes him like a manipulator or whatever, especially with the situation with Mariah. The only way things were going to work out for her was if he gave her what she wanted, which doesn't make sense for him because she doesn't know what she was doing. She just made a bunch of demands, and she felt like unless he just did what she wanted, he was manipulating and taking advantage of her. It's just like, and she got the first choice. She got to choose first, so he just made the best decision for him. If you're going to make the best decision for you, why wouldn't he make the best decision for him? And how was he supposed to make the teams even is if you two are going back and forth and making choices? Just like you made bad choices when you had the opportunity. You could have evened out the teams based on his choices while still getting your first choice. Like it, none of it made sense. I don't get the whole thing with Fessy. Like even when he first like showed up, and he betrayed Nelson way back and past season, it was just more of like a situation where he knew Nelson was going to go in anyways, and he just wanted to like go in there and just kind of get his stripes because he knew Nelson was going to go in, which was kind of fucked up because it was a friend, and him being bigger than the dude just kind of guaranteed his elimination, which, I mean, that was a kind of fucked up move, but he wasn't thinking in friendship kind of way. He was just like game. I don't think he's a manipulator. Like he just reacts. He doesn't really plan ahead that much. Okay, so we come to this daily challenge, and it's trivia. I usually don't like trivia. It feels like a filler. It always feels like a filler episode when you have trivia. It just like the challenge and the situation doesn't really matter. Just like the questions or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they have them up on a high rise, or in this situation where they have them on a freaking pinwheel and they're spinning around. It's just like none of that matters. It's the questions. And this one was kind of entertaining because the questions were really simple, but yet they were still getting it wrong. It was it was amazing. I think the only answer I didn't know was like one of the questions. Who got that question. I think it was Mariah who got that question. It was just like name the two princesses in the movie Frozen, and I was just like, I have no fun. Yeah, I hate Disney. I have no clue what the hell the answer to that was. But all the rest of them, I knew the answer to it. It was really simple. Like the first question was, um, who was C3PO's ride or die? You know what I mean? It was just like R2D2. It was like an obvious one, but for some reason they couldn't. Who was it? I think it was Amber, and she couldn't freaking get it. But in this one, Nelson actually answered every single question that he got. He answered it correctly. So, good on him. Uh, just obscure random questions, and it's not that difficult. And he actually got it right. I even though the question was simple, I still expected him to mess it up, and he didn't. He did a good job. So this didn't matter. The same team that won last time won this time. It was Fessy's team. I thought the smarter team would win this, but the people that, I mean, they were basically on a wheel and they had to spin around, and wherever the wheel stopped, those are the people that answered the questions. And it just so happened on the, hold on. There we go. All right, so you have orange team here and the green team over here. And it just so happened, like, when these guys went around, and the people to answer the questions were usually not the smarter people on this side. On this side, most of them are pretty dumb, but the people that got the questions correct that you think wouldn't actually made most of the points. Like Nelson, he got 2 questions correct, and they needed 5 to win. So he got 2. That's almost half of them already. Who else got? I think Johnny Bananas got 1. That's 3. And then what is her name? Anissa. Anissa got another one. I think Anissa got 2. So that's 5 right there. And on this team, I can't even remember who got questions correct. They were just missing them all the time. It was like Mariah went up like 2 or 3 times, and she got every question that she got incorrect. No, she actually got a spelling question and she got it correct, but the rest of the questions she got it wrong. On this side, I think everyone except for Mariah got a spelling question incorrect. All right. So that was the challenge. It was not exciting to watch. Gave me a couple of laughs, so it was entertaining in that. But Fessy's team won. And it's a girls' elimination, so the girls are going to be going in. And there was a weird thing that happened with Nelson. It was like awkward as shit. Apparently, from what happened last time, where his team didn't inform him of how the vote was going to go, where they voted for Horacio. And it kind of was explained in this episode why they did that. It was because Horacio is ride or die with Olivia, and Nelson is hooking up with Olivia. So both him and Olivia didn't know where the votes were going to go, for the same reason that they're kind of close to the situation. So they were left out of the votes. He was pissed off about it, and his team won this episode. And he's sitting there at the table with Devin, and Devin is just stirring his drink, just being weird. And Nelson was just sitting there. You can see him just staring at Devin. Devin's not saying anything, just stirring his drink, not saying anything. And then Nelson just comes out of nowhere, and he was like, "I hate my team." And Devin was like, "Oh, the bar?" He's like, "No, I hate my team." It's like, "Oh, your team." And he just goes into this whole diatribe about hating his team and this whole thing. And it was just like so fucking awkward. Like the dude was not even talking to you. And it's just like, it seemed like you just drum up a conversation in the most awkward and inorganic way possible, just to have something to talk about, I guess. I guess he's been on this show for a long time, and he knows how to drum up some kind of screen time. So he was just doing this angsty nonsense, or just like, you hate your team now because they left you out of this one vote, and no one. It's just like, come on, bro. Like, this is stupid. This is really stupid. If you feel that way, just confront the team. Like, what are you doing? Like, it was just weird. All right, so they did that shit, and since it's a girls' day, there's this whole drama with Tori where she's jealous of Nerys because Jordan is hooking up with Nerys, and like her jealousy was so out. Like she literally was talking about how insecure she is because Nerys is so beautiful and all this stuff, and it was just like, damn, girl, you're really spiraling right now. You're taking this way more personal than it needs to be. Like chill. Like it's just weird and cringy. So there's the Tori and Nerys. They got to the poll question thing. I always skip those because it's a waste of time. Chauncey's nervous about Amber going in. Who gives a shit? I think Mariah made a deal with what's her name? What is her name? Shit. Mariah made a deal with Nani. That is the one. Made a deal with Nani that if she pulls the safe dagger, she's gonna save her. But Nani was gonna actually save Amber because they're friends. But Nani didn't kind of agree to the deal or whatever. And but I guess Mariah and what is her name? What's that other chick's name? Amber is pretty close. So Amber expected Mariah to save her, and it was just like unnecessary drama. Like, why? I don't care who goes, except for Nerys. I want Nerys to stay. She's pretty good. They got to the vote. It was 5 votes to Nerys, and every other girl got 1 vote. So it's like Nerys is going in. And everyone was talking about how it's personal, how uh, the reason that freaking what is her name Tori voted in Nerys was because the whole Jordan situation, and it was just like, no, 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 no. Stop it. Stop trying to make your drama important. It is not. The reason they voted in Nerys is because she's good. It's the same reason they voted in Horatio. It's not. Fuck your drama. I don't give a shit. They voted her in because she's good. It's not a. It was stupid. So Nerys is going directly in, and then Amber, Nani, and Mariah are going to go pull the dagger. Mariah pulled the dagger, the safe dagger, and she saved Nani as part of the deal. So Mariah and Nerys ended up going into elimination, and the elimination was pole wrestling. This pole is just a ball with a bunch of handles on it. So you can see them there pole wrestling. And honestly, it was boring as shit. It was horrible to watch. It was like children. Actually, children would be more entertaining because they were grunting a lot. They were making a lot of noise, but they weren't moving much. This is the thing with the show. They had to do a whole bunch of editing and a whole bunch of dramatic music and nonsense just to make this thing entertaining. And the people on the sidelines were like talking to the camera, and they were trying to drum up some intrigue, and they were like, oh, these 2 girls are so scrappy, you know. I was just like, come on, bro. Like, this is stupid. This is not the strength of these women. Physical is not where they're going to shine. Why are you doing this? Throw them a puzzle or something. It's just like they don't shine with physical confrontation like this. It's not exciting to watch. Throw them something different. If you're going to separate the genders anyways, throw them a different competition that is actually going to be exciting to watch. Watching them wrestle over this freaking ball, and they barely have the strength to even lift up a purse. They like look at their arms. Like they could literally wake up from a coma and still be in the exact same physical shape as they are right now. Like this is insanely uninteresting. I I can't I yeah, I was just pissed watching that whole freaking thing. And in the end, Nerys ended up going home because, well, when the competition began, she was talking about how she wrestled with her brothers and how she knows how to, she has experience wrestling, and she got in there and she couldn't wrestle for shit. I mean, there was a point where Amber literally had her hands behind her back, and all she had to do was just position herself and pull the ball out of Amber's hand, and she couldn't do it. She literally tried to pull it, and she ended up just flipping Amber around so that Amber could get a better position. And it was just like the saddest thing I've ever seen. It was a disappointment of the highest order. So Nerys ended up going home, and I am pissed because that's not a strong suit. That's not the strong suit of either one of them. The team is not better for it at all. These women didn't excel in physical strength. So getting one of them back doesn't make any sense. Amber, she might slightly be stronger than Nerys, but Nerys is so much better than her in so many other areas that her sending Nerys home was a loss for this goddamn team. It, I'm just disappointed in this episode. So